Now, the search for the country's Deputy Chief Justice kicked off this morning with High Court Judge Abida Ali Aroni and Court of Appeal Judge Agnes Murgor defending their suitability for the position. The two justices were taken to task over issues such as past rulings and conflict of interest.
Good morning.
Emily Ominde, you're welcome.
High Court Judge Justice Abida Ali Aroni was the first to be heard by the JSC. She was taken to task over some of her past rulings, one of which sent Uhuru Kenyatta and 5 others to The Hague over the 2007-2008 post-election violence.
We also considered the fact that this country at that particular moment was going through a very trying and the worst moment ever.
If this matter were before you now, would you arrive at the same position now, the current dispensation? Judge, you want to be a Deputy Chief Justice. Would you arrive at the same position?
Yes, I would. Weighing the circumstances and the interest of the larger public, I would.
The one-time chairperson of the Constitution Review Commission says she will work towards getting rid of the backlog of cases, tackling corruption and digitizing court processes if she becomes the DCJ.
Automation for me of the proceedings, of court proceedings is key.
The High Court judge had in 2012 been suspended following complaints of impropriety but was reinstated last year.
There weren't even false claim. I would say that it was lack of appreciation of the facts and evidence that was put forth.
Court of Appeal Judge Justice Agnes Murgor was the second to appear before the JSC.
Very opportune time for the candidates who have applied for the different positions on the Supreme Court, for 2 to be appointed being women and 1 as a man. And why do I say this? If the judiciary, the custodian of the Constitution, was to set the ball rolling and set an example so that at least we have that gender rule being strictly applied, because if the judiciary can apply it, why not any of the other entities?
She says her to-do list if she becomes the Deputy Chief Justice will include addressing the issue of backlog of cases. Justice Murgor, who for years practiced law through a leading law firm, Murgor and Murgor Advocates, had to defend herself on the issue of conflict of interest.
The firm, I resigned totally and entirely from the firm of Murgor and Murgor. So I have no interest in what happens there or how they conduct their business. In as far as the area of conflict is concerned, because I am a judge currently, whenever any matters come up in relation to that firm, I recuse myself and totally disqualify myself from hearing matters relating to that firm.
The JSC will interview 16 people aspiring to become Deputy Chief Justice following the retirement of Justice Kalpana Rawal. On Tuesday, it will be Justice Fatuma Sichale and Justice Hannah Okwengu's turn before the JSC. Rita Tinina, KTN News.